What makes you think you can go through life-changing, location-displacing personal events and stick perfectly to your diet and healthcare routines? I thought I was going to be able to do that when I moved into my car, but I was so wrong. But I'm glad that I follow a diet that checks me through symptoms that remind me that I have gotten off track, and that is the blood type diet. Hey, welcome back. I'm Latrell, blood type O positive, and I eat according to my blood type and have been eating for my blood type for 2 whole years. But today I'm announcing that I am starting over. Why would I start over if I'm already eating according to my blood type? Well, I have gone through a lot of changes in the past few months. I moved into my car, so I don't have a stable location to prepare my food, cook my food, and be a blood type O carnivore like I was really doing before I moved into my car. And so that threw all of my routines off, okay? So what exactly went wrong in my diet? Well, the proportions in my carb to protein ratio got way out of whack. And then within the protein category, I was eating more fish than I was beef. And if you know the foods that blood type O's thrive on, it's mainly beef and red meat like lamb, steak, buffalo, venison, and things like that. Those are the foods we should have in our diet on a regular basis, once or twice a day. I was eating that no times a day for the last month and a half. And I was able to tell the difference. Okay, so the other thing about beef and red meat, if you're a type O, it fills you up. Type O's have a high stomach acid, strong stomach acid, where we need that beef in order to feel full. Besides, to build our muscles, besides for it to provide vitamin B12, and besides it providing the stress relieving L-tyrosine for us to deal with our fight or flight tendencies. I wasn't having any of that because I was not eating beef. Why was I not eating beef? Well, I moved into my car and I didn't have a stove. I didn't have a kitchen. I didn't have a refrigerator or a freezer. Those are modern life essentials unless you figure something else out. And I didn't figure something else out within the month and a half that I moved out of the house I was living in into my car. All I was able to do was try to cook. I bought a propane stove first, and then I bought a butane stove second because the propane scared me. It had a big old label on the can of the propane it had a big old label on a propane can that said, "Caution, this might leak carbon monoxide. Please do not store it in a place where you're living." And I'm like, you know what? I live in my car, and if I'm storing it in my trunk, the trunk of my car, then I'm storing it where I live, and carbon monoxide might leak, and I might, you know what? I'm gonna take this back. I'm gonna take this back to the store and get a different type of stove. So I got the butane stove. Much easier, smaller bottles, and it worked out really nicely. Even though one time I thought it didn't work, but that's because I didn't line the bottle up correctly, or the can up correctly into the stove. But I cooked twice on that stove. The only problem is that it rained for like a week and a half after I moved into my car. And that was like, really? What am I supposed to eat? I can't go out to eat every single day for every single meal. That's crazy, because when I was living in a house with a stove, I was batch cooking. I was cooking for several days, meal planning. And so I would cook for lunch and dinner. And if I'm not cooking at all, then I'm not having lunch or dinner. Mind you, this was about the 2 to 3 hours I had after work, between about 6 and 9, to figure it out. What am I going to eat? Like, I'm hungry. What are we eating tonight? So I resorted to canned fish. The funny thing is, canned fish can be a highly beneficial food for blood type O's. Okay, we got yellowfin tuna, which I had plenty of and found an amazing brand, Toninos. Oh my gosh, that fish was so good. Then we also I ate a lot of mackerel, which is also a highly beneficial fish that comes in the can. Very light and tasty, actually. That was like the last type of fish I tried. I ate a lot of sardines. Sardines are neutral for blood type O's, but they are tasty and filling, actually. So I had those 3 fish on repeat, like on rotation. I was eating that every single day for lunch and dinner. I didn't have breakfast because I was intermittent fasting. I had been intermittent fasting for 2 years. So I was used to that, but what crept in is Dunkin' Donuts matcha tea latte with almond milk for sure. But as I was packing to move into my car, I found like 3 Dunkin' Donuts gift cards that, wow, and Dunkin' Donuts just drove by on the truck. What is this? I found 3 Dunkin' Donuts gift cards that my students gave to me as like end of the year gifts last year that I never used, never opened the card. Maybe I opened the card and just didn't take them out. I don't know, because I take my gift cards out of my cards when it's time. Maybe I just wanted to remember who gave that to me, but I don't know. 3 Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. I'm sweating, sorry. And I'm like, I want to pass these on to somebody who I know drinks and gets stuff from Dunkin' Donuts, but let me see what's on the menu. Maybe I can get me something that'll work, because I'm used to getting matcha tea lattes from Starbucks, and Starbucks is a highly customizable place. Like, I can ask them for exactly what I want. Thankfully, I was able to identify that they put something called classic in most of their drinks, and I started, like, I think I had asked, do you put sweetener in here? Because something that I was getting was coming out sweet and I hadn't asked for any sweetener. And they said, yeah, we put something called classic in it, which is a liquid or syrupy sugar. So I was like, oh, that's what I'm going to start telling them to leave out. So I've been telling them to leave that out of all of my drinks and my matcha tea lattes. But going to Dunkin' Donuts is a different story. I said, no sweetener, please. And they're like, oh, we don't put sweetener in there. Well, guess what? It came out sweet. And I'm like, why is it sweet? Go to the website and they have sugar mixed in with the powder of the matcha. So I'm getting a matcha tea latte medium every morning, going to work. And sometimes I got to run to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, that's the matcha. That's the caffeine that's making me run to the bathroom. Like, I had a regular green tea today, in real time. And yesterday too. And maybe a minute after I drank it, maybe 10 minutes after I drank it, I had to go to the bathroom, like move my bowels. So green tea does that. And matcha, if you didn't know, is powdered green tea leaves. After a while, I'm starting to feel real icky in my gut. And this is like over several days. Real icky in my gut. I done used up all of the gift cards at this point, and it's like I'm spending my money. I'm going and spending my money on something that's making me feel icky. And I'm like not looking at the ingredients. I didn't look at the ingredients until the other day. But I had been getting those matcha tea lattes with almond milk from Dunkin' Donuts for weeks. And the feeling just started to get stronger. And I started feeling full in my stomach for no reason, or like when I would eat, I would feel overly full for hours. And I remember feeling like that when I was younger, when I had gut issues and unhealed gut issues and didn't know what to do. I was also feeling like thickness in my throat, like GERD, like I almost wanted to throw up, but not that, but like just stuff was in here. And I felt that too when I was younger. And nobody gave me a diagnosis. It was more so like a self-diagnosis. And my diagnosis of myself was that it was GERD. So I just decided, you really need to get off of this matcha tea latte, Charlie. Like, it's not good for you. It's not good for you. What are you doing? Stop it now. So I made the switch. I'm like, little by little, all right, let me get a green, or let me get my matcha tea latte from Starbucks now instead of going to Dunkin' Donuts, because Dunkin' Donuts tastes perfect. It's perfectly mixed, perfect consistency, perfect temperature. It's delicious, okay? I am not saying that thing is not good. That's why I was going every single day to get one. I just wasn't feeling good afterwards. I was like, let me make a switch back to Starbucks where I can customize my drink and not have to worry about the added sugar. So I started going to Starbucks, but I still wasn't feeling the best because I hadn't really made that much of a change. So then I decided, okay, let me get off of the latte and get a green tea, an iced green tea. I used to love those things. I used to love the iced green tea. It was just regular green tea from Starbucks. And so I started getting that again, and I'm feeling better about my choices, not really better in my body. But I knew what the problem was. My microbiome was off. My microbiome is so sensitive in this body. Everybody should have a balanced microbiome, and not having a balanced microbiome will cause issues. And people with issues have been checked, where their gut has been checked, and their microbiome is drastically different than people who don't have those issues. Drastically different. So I knew that I had been behind on taking my supplements. My main supplements I was actually out of, and I was just down and out in this car, just surviving, okay? Going to work, coming back to my spot where I could go to sleep and rest my bones and get ready to get up and run to the gym to take a shower and then go to work. And it was wild and crazy. So I finally made my order of my supplements. What are my supplements that I'm talking about? One is the Polyflora O. This is a probiotic for blood type O's. It's sold on Dr. Diodamo's website, foryourtype.com. Okay, Polyflora O, it has a new formula now. It has acromantia in it, which is an amazing, well spoken upon postbiotic. I'm about to say afterbiotic. Postbiotic. And brewer's yeast is another great probiotic for blood type O's. What else? Fucus Plus. This is a supplement that is basically an adaptation to the scientific word for bladderwrack. Bladderwrack is a seaweed that is high in iodine and is a natural source of iodine for blood type O's, or for people, period, for anyone with any blood type. But blood type O specifically, because blood type O's have a finicky thyroid. All right, thyroids are part of the metabolic system and part of the hormonal system, the endocrine system. And when the thyroid's not working right, things ain't working right. And type O's have an issue, can have an issue with their thyroid. We need to be up on our iodine. I also got vitamin D to make sure that my shoulder, neck, shoulder, and hip, and the extremities that come from those joints are feeling well. And then I got my Deflect, which I was running out. Thankfully, I didn't run completely out, but the Deflect is helpful when I'm eating out at restaurants or food cooked by people that I haven't cooked. In addition to me having those matcha tea lattes in the morning, that was like almost 30 grams of carbs, period. Just that one thing was 30 grams of carbs in the morning. It was sugar mixed with almond milk and matcha. Like, all of that is a carb. None of that is animal protein. And that knocked the carb count way up early in the morning compared to the protein level, which is down here. So that tied into the amount of carbs I was having per day, which was a lot because I was eating whole boxes of rice crackers, the good things that you saw in my other video. Maybe I ate the whole box in 2 days. All right, that's still too much because I think it's like 5 servings in that box, and I was eating it in 2 servings. What else? I was eating mango. I was eating the Tate's Bake Shop cookies, so good. Devouring them. High carb foods. I was eating high carb foods and wasn't balancing it with 1, enough protein, period, and 2, the rate of enough protein. Okay, it just was all crazy. My diet was all crazy. Even though I was eating the good stuff for my blood type, I was eating the wrong amount of the good stuff. So I'm starting a blood type diet over, and I want you to join me on this new blood type journey. This time we're going to focus on eating our macros, eating the right amounts of the right categories of food. What are macros? What are macronutrients? Macros are your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats. All right, each blood type has its macros, and you need to figure out which ones you need to be eating. Not eat one more than the other and just say, oh, I'm eating my macros though. No, they have to be in the right amounts based on your blood type and the makeup of your body. So I'm holding a challenge. It's the 30-day gut diet alignment challenge. It's starting on June 29th, next Sunday, and you can join by registering on my website. I have it linked in the description, and you'll get access to an inside portal, which is like a membership. You'll be able to contact and chat with other people who are also in the challenge. I'm going to drop daily prompts to get you thinking about your diet and your mindset around your diet. I'm going to go live once a week. It's going to be 4 weeks long, 30 days. I'm going to go live once a week. You can have daily check-ins, talk about what's going good, figure out how you can work on what's not going so well, and share recipes. You guys will be able to share recipes with each other in the forum, the community forum, and in the and you'll be able to share pictures of what you ate. What I'm going to do as the community leader is share what I'm eating. Okay, share what I'm eating every day as far as pictures, and share the amount of the macros that I'm going to be eating. And what I'm going to be using is an app that helps you to track your macros, and you can enter in the amount of macronutrients that you want in grams each day, and then you'll be able to enter the foods that you are eating each day. And you can also scan packages and enter in meals from different stores and they'll find it and populate it into spread it out amongst your macros based on what they know about the nutrition facts of that product, so that will add to your macros for the day, which it does anyway. So it's nice to have an app that does that. I'm using Macros First, the app Macros First. I'll also provide for you a guideline of all the macros that you should have in the proportions, the percentages, the grams really, for your blood type. So there are 4 blood types again, A, B, and O. So each blood type gets a different proportion of macros, and you also get a different type of macros, like a different profile. Obviously, blood type O's are animal protein based, but blood type A's are plant protein based, right? So I'm going to provide all the details for that inside of the membership once you get in there. Okay, so excited. I'm so excited because you guys are going to be making shifts. I'm also going to provide for you the supplements that I'm using, which I already told you, but I have links there so that you can click to it and read more about it and start your probiotic journey for healing your gut. because, like I said, I stopped drinking the matcha tea lattes, but I was still not feeling well because my gut microbiome was off. By that time, I had been off my supplements. I wasn't even taking the ones that I had, and it was just going crazy in my system, and I was starting to get sick. And so you're going to need to realign your gut with the right bacteria for your blood type, not my blood type, your blood type, and not everybody else's blood type, because they're obviously, every other probiotic is for everyone, or unless it's some that are for men, some that are for women, and some that are for kids. But it really should be broken off by blood type, because not everybody else has the same gut microbiome. It's a fact. Definitely join me on this journey of restarting the blood type diet. Even if you're starting for the first time, it don't matter which blood type you are. Let's do it together. Let's have a whole group of people who are doing this blood type diet journey and see how far you can get. See what type of changes you can make. See how well you can start feeling. You might run into some struggles or some roadblocks that you might not have anticipated, and it would be good to have a group of people and a community leader like me, a health coach, who can help you to overcome that for free. By the way, this is our free challenge. So go ahead and create your account. I have all the details on the page that I have linked in the description, and you can go ahead, register through there, and I will see you inside. See you later.